Hello all, welcome back to our channel Complete Chemistry. Today we'll learn about electrochemistry and some formulas involved in electrochemistry. I'll be saying some mnemonics to remember some terms in it. Please watch completely. So what is electrochemistry? The branch of chemistry which deals with the relationship between chemical energy and electrical energy and the conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy and electrical energy to chemical energy is called as your electrochemistry, right? Now we are going to see about some terms. First we'll see about some terms involved in it, and then we'll go into basic formulas involved. First we'll learn about what is anion. The important terms are here. Anion. If you doesn't know what is anion and cation, then you will be missing everything in this, right? What is anion? A negatively charged ion is called as your anion. How can you remember this? A negatively charged ion is called as your anion. So this will be of negative charge. These ions are negatively charged. What is cation then? This is opposite to your anion. This means it's a positive ion, right? So what is a charge on cation? It's a positive charge. Now what is anode? What do you mean by anode? Anode is a electrode where your anions move towards anode. So anions are negatively charged. So negatively charged ions will move to a positively charged electrode. I said you negative and positive charges attract to each other. So negatively charged ions will move towards positively charged electrode. So your anode is a positively charged electrode. This is called as your anode, right? Then what do you mean by cathode? Cathode is again a other term, other electrode which is not positive. So this is your negatively charged electrode. This is your negatively charged electrode. So which ions will move towards this cathode? Your cations, positively charged cations will move towards your cathode, right? Then the next term to be remembered here is what is oxidation. What do you mean by oxidation? Oxidation is addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, or you can also say it as loss of electrons. Loss of electrons is called as your oxidation, right? So in your school days or in your uh, older textbooks, you must have studied that LEO, Leo means lion, LEO, Leo, lion is your oxidation. Loss of electrons is your oxidation. Then what about your reduction? Reduction is nothing but reduction is addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen, or you can also call this as gain of electrons. Gain of electrons is called as reduction. So what do you mean by shortcut in this? What is the shortcut in this? GER. This is GER. Leo roars GER. Gr is a mnemonic here. So oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons, right? Again, the next term you need to remember is where oxidation takes place, either to anode or cathode, right? Oxidation takes place at anode. Oxidation takes place. Oxidation at anode. So what is the mnemonic here is, we can say this as anox. Anox itself means at anode oxidation takes place. And what about reduction? Reduction takes place at cathode. Reduction at cathode. What is the mnemonic here? We can remember it as red cat. Just remember it as red cat and anox. Oxidation takes place at anode, reduction takes place at cathode, right? So these are very, very important. You need to remember this because you are mostly involved in electrochemistry about anodic reactions and cathodic reactions. Oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons. So all these are important terms that you need to remember here in electrochemistry. Right? Now we'll see about EMF of your cell. What is EMF of your cell? Before going into EMF of your cell, what is EMF of your cell? This is electromotive force. What do you mean by electromotive force is it's the energy per unit charge passing through the cell. It is an energy per unit charge passing through the cell. This will be having units like volts, right? Before going into the formula of your EMF, we will see the cell reaction first, how we will write your cell reaction. Then we will see what is EMF of cell equations. Let us write one cell reaction, ZnSO4, or you can simply write the ZnSO4 as Zn plus 2. These ions will be in aqueous solution and this is in solid state. Then you will have a salt bridge. Then you will be writing copper sulfate. You can also write this as copper Cu plus 2. This is your aqueous solution. Then you have your solid copper. Right? Now in this cell reaction, what is anode, what is cathode? Right? You need to remember this as your anode and this is your salt bridge and this is your salt bridge and this will be your cathode, right? The mnemonic here to be remembered is your A, B and C. So A, anode, will be in the first side, like this will be on the left hand side. Anodes will be on the left hand side, cathodes will be on the right hand side, right? So A, B, C, you should remember it as A, B and C. Anode, salt bridge and cathode in your cell reaction. As I said your anode, what takes place? Oxidation takes place. Oxidation takes place at anode. And this side, your reduction takes place, right? Just remember all these as I am writing it. And then this half cell, what is this half cell called as? Anodic half cell or oxidation half cell. We call this half cell. This is complete cell. This complete thing is called as your complete cell, right? If you take only till here, then we call this as your half cell. This is oxidation half cell or anodic half cell. And this is called as your reduction half cell or cathodic half cell. This is called as your cathodic half cell and that is your anodic half cell. Now, what is taking place? Oxidation. We call oxidation as loss of electrons. So, we can also call this as de-electronation. We also call it as de-electronation half cell. We can also call this as de-electronation half cell and we also call this as electronation half cell. We are adding up electrons or gaining of electrons takes place here. Now, this is called as E anode. EMF of anode and EMF of cathode. EMF of anode and EMF of cathode. This is your cell, complete cell. Now E cell is equal to E cell or EMF of your cell will be equal to E of anode plus E of your cathode. You cannot say simply this. You cannot say simply E of anode and E of cathode again. Anode, oxidation takes place. Cathode, reduction takes place. So, we also say this as anode, oxidation potential and cathode, reduction potential. E of oxidation potential, E of reduction potential. Then only we can say it as E anode plus E cathode. Otherwise, you can also see different formulas here of your EMF. I'll just what are the formulas involved here are your EMF of cell is equal to left hand oxidation potential and right hand reduction potential. Left hand is what you are saying it here. It is your anode, right? left hand side anode will be there, right hand side you will have your cathode. So you can also write this formula, EMF of cell is equal to left hand electrode oxidation potential plus right hand electrode reduction potential. Or if you take only oxidation potentials into consideration, if you take only oxidation potentials into consideration, then this will be your formula. EMF of cell is equal to left hand electrode, that is your anodic oxidation potential, minus right hand electrode oxidation potential, because right hand electrode cathode reduction takes place. If you are converting it into oxidation, then you need to change your sign here from plus to minus. So we can say it as left hand electrode oxidation potential minus right hand electrode oxidation potential. Now this is the formula if you are given with only reduction potentials. Most of the times this is the formula you use because electrochemical series is given in the increasing order of your reduction potentials, right? So here this is the most important formula. What is this formula? EMF of cell is equal to right hand electrode reduction potential. Right hand electrode is your cathode minus left hand electrode reduction potential. Left hand electrode you will have your anode. Actually anode oxidation takes place, but we are talking about reduction, so we are going to change sign here, minus anodic reduction potential. So this is the most important one. I'm just representing it as ER minus EL. This is your ER and this is your EL. So this E cell is equal to ER minus E cell. This is also a most important formula. Then coming to E cell is equal to EMF of cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. The same thing you can also write in this way, E cathode minus E anode, right? And then if you are given with standard electrode potential, standard electrode potential is nothing but where your cell will be acting at standard STP conditions. What are standard STP conditions? 1 atmospheric pressure and 298 degree Kelvin is your standard STP condition. So if your cell is acting at 1 atmospheric pressure and 298 degree Kelvin, then we call that cell as your standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential represented by E naught cell. If you are given with E naught cell and also your E cell, you can find out EL, that is potential of your anode, or if you can also find out your ER using these two formulas. E cell is equal to E naught cell minus EL, or if you are given with if you need to find out about a potential of right hand electrode, that is your cathode, then you can use this formula, E cell is equal to ER minus E naught cell, right? Then this is your Nernst equation. Nernst equation, the most important one. The most important one is your Nernst equation. What is this Nernst equation? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 RT by NF log of products by reactants. Before seeing into this, what will be your products, what will be your reactants, we'll just see. So when you see this reaction, what is happening here is, we wrote cell reaction here. In this cell reaction, what is there here? Zn by Zn plus 2, Zn to Zn plus 2. What is happening here is, there is gain of 2 electrons here. There is gain of loss of 2 electrons. So we are writing here as minus 2 electrons, right? And Cu plus 2 to Cu, there is gain of 2 electrons and this is coming to 0. And so as I said you, A, B, C, this is your anode, this is your cathode and this is your salt breach, right? Now when you write your oxidation reaction, Zn is converting to Zn plus 2. So Zn is converting to Zn plus 2 by losing 2 electrons, right? And reduction, what is happening? Cu plus 2 is converting to Cu. Cu plus 2 here will be taking up 2 electrons and then will convert into Cu, which is having oxidation as 0, right? Now you write your net reaction, you cancel off these 2 electrons, then you get your net reaction as Zn plus Cu plus 2 give rise to Zn plus 2 plus Cu. Now see here, what is product and what is reactant here? Your Zn plus 2 is your product. What is the Zn plus 2? That is the electrolytic solution of your anode dipped electrolytic solution. So this is your anode. And what is Cu plus 2 is the electrolytic solution where your cathode is dipped, right? So this is your reactant cathode. And solids here will have electrode potential value as 0. Solids will have electrode potential value 0. E cell E of solids will be equal to 0. Now we'll write your enhanced equation. E cell is equal to E naught minus 0.0591. What is 0.0591? If you take it as 2.303 RT by NF, then just substitute R is equal to, then if you substitute R is equal to 8.314 joules per mole per Kelvin, you will get this R value. Then T is equal to 298 Kelvin and F is equal to 96,500 coulombs. Then after substituting this all, what you get here as 0.0591. Thus you are writing it here 0.0591 by N. N here is number of electrons. Number of electrons that are involved here are 2 electrons. On both sides 2 electrons. See, if you have some reactions like this, Zn plus 2, Ag plus 2 Ag. What is this happening here? Here 2 electrons, it is losing 2 electrons, but here it is gaining only 1 electron. Then you need to balance the equation. Instead of balancing equation and wasting your time, you just multiply these 2 electrons into 1 electron. So the 2 electrons is the number of electrons that are involved in the reaction. Sometimes you will have your number of electrons this side as 2 and this side as 3 and this side as 2. Then what you do? You need to balance. So don't waste your time in balancing. You just multiply 3 into 2. You will get 6 electrons. So 6 electrons are the number of electrons that are involved. So your value of N there will be 6. So this is your Nernst equation. Log of product's concentration by reactant concentration. Now if you write E cell is equal to E naught minus 0.0591 by 2 log of Zn plus 2. Why we are writing here Zn plus 2? Because the product concentration here is Zn plus 2 concentration by copper plus 2 concentration, right? You can also write this equation as anodic concentration by cathodic concentration because product here is anode and reactant here is cathode. So this will be your Nernst equation. This will be your Nernst equation, right? Now we'll see some more terms that are involved here. What about this? If you take this, the relation between your E cell and your pH. If you take a relation between your E cell and pH, then we can say this as E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 pH. Now this pH formula can be deducted using your quinhydrone electrode or glass electrode. You have quinhydrone electrode or glass electrode are used to deduct equation between E cell and your pH, right? If your E naught cell is not given, you need to take E naught of quinhydrone, that is 0.6994 volts. Now this is the relation between your Gibbs free energy and your E naught cell. Standard Gibbs free energy is equal to minus NF E naught cell, or simple Gibbs free energy is equal to minus NF E of cell, right? This is mostly involved in thermochemistry where your enthalpy, entropy and all comes, but here is the relation between your E cell and Gibbs free energy. This is also a very important formula to deduct your Nernst equation, right? If you have in your question about your equilibrium constant, if you have your equilibrium constant in your question along with your E cell, or if you are asked to find out E naught cell and given equilibrium constant, then you need to use this formula. What is this formula is your E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log of Kc. Kc is equilibrium constant. In the equilibrium state, E cell will be equal to 0. So what you get here is, we are just converting this to that side, then you get E naught is equal to 0.0591 by N log of Kc. So this is the equation relating your E naught cell and equilibrium constant. So this is also a very important equation that is present in your electrochemistry. Then we'll see the next terms that are involved, that is your concentration cell. What are your concentration cells? Concentration cells are those in which your concentration of your electrolytic solution will change, but your electrode and electrolytic solution will not change, are called as your concentration cells. Let us take your these two terms. Let us take these two cells. See, let us assume you have your cell here, and this is one more cell. You have your anode here and you have your cathode here. Anode and cathode are connected with a battery, right? And then your electrolytic solutions are connected with your salt bridge. If your electrolytic solution are connected with your salt bridge and anode and cathode are connected with your battery, then what is happening here is, this is, I said this as your cathode. Let us take this cathode as your zinc and this as your anode. Anode is also zinc here. And what is the electrolytic solution here? Zinc sulfate only. And what is this electrolytic solution? Zinc sulfate only. What is the change in these cells now? The concentration of this will be C1 and concentration of this will be your C2. Right? So the concentrations of these electrolytic solutions change in your concentration cells. Then we call those cells as your concentration cells. Then what is the relationship between your E cell and your concentrations differ? Then we get your E cell is equal to minus 0.0591 log of C1 by C2. Log of C1 by C2 is called as your concentration cell. So here concentration cell, the relation between your E cell, E naught cell and concentrations here will be E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log of C1 by C2. Okay, what is the C1? The C1 is your anodic concentration. As I said you in your Nernst equation, C1 will be your anodic concentration and C2 will be your cathodic concentration. The same way, whatever you have done it with your Nernst equation, same thing will be here. But there are some conditions, like if C1 is equal to C2. If C1 is equal to C2, what happens? What happens to C1 is equal to C2? Then it will be 1 by 1. If you take 1 by 1, it will be 1 only. Log 1 will be equal to 0. So this complete term will be equal to 0. E cell will be equal to E naught cell. Right? And then if C1 is greater than C2, what happens if C1 is greater than C2? Let us take second condition. C1, let us take this as your C1 100 and C2 as 10. Then what is happening? Log of C1 by C2. What happens here? Log of 100 by 10. You will get cancelled. Log 10 is equal to 1. Right? So here what happens? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N into 1. Right? Into 1 means something is becoming negative here. So E cell will be equal to negative value. Right? What happens to your Gibbs free energy now? Delta G is equal to minus NF E cell. Right? If NF E cell is negative, this is negative, and negative minus negative, negative into negative, you will get your this value as positive. So we say that if C1 concentration is greater than C2 concentration, if C1 concentration is greater than C2 concentration, then the reactions are non-spontaneous reactions. Then reactions are non-spontaneous reactions. Now let us take the third condition. Third condition, that is your C1 is less than C2. Let us take log of, again, C1 as 10 and C2 as 100. What is happening here? It will become as log of 10 power minus 1. Now if this is log of 10 power minus 1, what will be your E cell equation now? E cell equation is equal to E naught minus 0.0591 by N minus 1. Yes, minus 1 into log 10, that is equal to 1. So minus into minus, you will get it as plus E naught plus 0.0591 by N. So this will be a positive value. Now here E cell value will be a positive value. Now if this is a positive value, what will be your delta G value here? Delta G is equal to minus minus into positive charge. So it will become a negative charge. Negative charge itself means third equation. This is your third equation where your cell reaction will be spontaneous reaction. So these reactions takes place, but these reactions will not take place. Right? Non-spontaneous reactions are not feasible. Spontaneous reaction where delta G is equal to negative is delta G is negative are spontaneous reaction. Those are feasible reactions. So these are some of your electrochemistry equations, and some more basic equations that are present here are what is resistance, what is conductance, what is, these are also very important terms that are involved here, right? What is resistance? Resistance is equal to, resistance is directly proportional to L by A. L by A is nothing but cell constant. We call this as cell constant. What is L here is, if you have two electrodes here, this is your anodic electrode and this is your cathodic electrode, then the distance between these two electrodes, or the separation distance between these two electrodes, this is anode and this is cathode, we call this as L. L is separation distance between your anode and cathode. What is A here? Area of cross section of these electrodes is called as your A. If you cut your electrode into two equal halves, then area of cross section is called as A. Right? Now if you remove this proportionality by using a proportionality constant rho, this is called as your rho. R is equal to rho into L by A. Rho is nothing but your resistivity or specific resistance. Rho is nothing but specific resistance or resistivity. If you calculate on units are also very important in your electrochemistry part, where rho is equal to R into A by L. This will go to that side, R into A by L. What is a unit of resistance? Unit of resistance is ohm inverse. Unit of resistance is ohm inverse. Area of cross section, I said, so centimeter square by centimeters is equal to ohm inverse centimeter. This is the unit of rho. Now what is conductance? See, here is called as your conductance. Right? What is conductance? It's inversely proportional to your resistance. Right? If you take resistance, then resistance is equal to 1 by R into A by L. So this formula I am just substituting. This formula I am just substituting here, so that it becomes 1 by rho into A by L. 1 by rho is nothing but your kappa K. K here is kappa. Kappa is conductivity or specific conductance. What is the unit of conductivity or specific conductance? Kappa is equal to just calculate just terms here are C into L by A. This L I am just putting it that side. So L by A. C is having unit as ohm, right? Ohm, centimeter, length is centimeter, area of cross section is centimeter square. So what you get here is ohm centimeter inverse is your kappa. So unit of kappa here is ohm centimeter inverse. So these are also very important formula and important terms that are involved in your electrochemistry. And then last equations are your equivalent conductance and your molar conductivity. Equivalent conductivity and molar conductivity in your Kohlrausch law. In your molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity, these two are also very important formula. Now, equivalent conductivity is defined as conducting power of all the ions produced per 1 gram equivalent weight of an electrolyte in a solution. Why we are saying 1 gram equivalent weight? Normality is taken as weight by equivalent weight into 1000 by Vml, right? So, kappa into 1000 by N is will give you your lambda. You can call this as lambda or delta V equivalent conductivity. Then molar conductivity is defined as conducting power of all the ions produced by 1 gram mole of an electrolyte in the electrolytic solution. So molarity is said to be weight by molecular weight into 1000 by Vml. So this is 1 gram mole of your electrolytic solution, right? So this is your molar conductivity. Then Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions. This is also very important equation where your delta naught of an electrolyte is equal to, it's a sum of cations and anions. It's a sum of migration of cations and anions that are present. in your solution. Then the degree of dissociation alpha will be coming from your Colruyt law, where that is equal to number of molecules dissociated by total number of molecules dissolved in the solution. So the fraction of total number of molecules of an electrolyte into ions in solution is termed as degree of dissociation. So these are very important formula of your electrochemistry. So if you are perfect with these formulas, then you are ready for your any competitive exam. So be ready with your competitive exams that are present. Thanks for watching my Complete Chemistry. Please like, share and subscribe to Complete Chemistry. I'll be uploading many more videos. Please continue watching. Thank you.